Our next honoree earned his place in our hall as a high school football coach. Football talent at the high school level has its highs and lows, but that didn't stop Rick Gorzynski from being an assistant winner in his 27 years at Hazelwood East. Check out these facts. Overall record, 230 wins, 57 losses, 12 conference championships, 12 Missouri district championships, 2 state championships in 1989 and 95. More on that coming up in a moment. Some of the honors Coach Gorzynski has already received include Missouri High School Coach of the Year, Sporting News National Coach of the Year, 2-time Post-Dispatch High School Coach of the Year, Athletic Director's Distinguished Service Award, the Jimmy Conselman Award from the National Football Foundation. And that's just a partial list. Michael Young played on the 95 state championship team.
You know, being around Gorzynski, Coach Gorzynski, you just heard all these different stories about, you know, how he was as a coach, how he was as a disciplinarian. But one thing I can say, man, all the players he had our respect. And you knew what the tradition was, you knew to fall in line, you knew what to do, what the assignment was. And the assignment was to win the state championship.
Coach Gorzynski has sent countless student athletes on to Division I, II, and III football scholarships. 12 of his former players were drafted by or played in the NFL. So there's an obvious reason the gridiron at Hazelwood East is named Rick Gorzynski Field. We are pleased that current Hazelwood Central football coach and former NFL running back and 101 ESPN morning show personality Kerry Davis has joined us tonight to interview Coach Gorzynski. Now, please welcome to the St. Louis Sports Hall of Fame with your applause, Rick Gorzynski.
Go Hawks!
Well, who is a rival, but it was a good rivalry.
It was.
A lot of fun.
It was. Coach, tell me how a young man from Chicago, high school in Chicago, comes to Missouri, St. Louis, Missouri, and coaches 30 years here. What brought you here?
Well, number one was most of the head coaches in the St. Louis area, football-wise, were from Northeast Missouri at the time. And I had like 5 years of college, and there's nothing I wanted to do more than spend some more time in a school. So anyhow, I was able to get a job. They recruited me, actually, from Kirksville, and I said, I'll give it 1 year. Well, 33 years later, I was still there. So that's how I began my career.
Coach, you had 19 players sign an NFL contract. Hundreds of kids play collegiate football. What goes into building a program like that at Hazelwood East?
Well, I think it's developing relationships. Now, you can feel what you want about Coach Pride at Colorado, but you can see that it's relationships that you have with the kids. If they know you care about them and you want the best for them, not only on the field, but education-wise, then you've got something.
Now, Coach, you were two times. You're a two-time state champion as a head coach at Hazelwood East. What were some of your best moments as a head coach there?
Well, the best moment I ever had was, now we had 1,500 students in our school. And in 89 through 95, we managed in USA Today, we were second in the nation as far as football goes. And you take all the high schools in the United States, and to be second, you're saying our program was probably pretty good.
Very good. Now, along with some of those great seasons, you also had a season where you went 10-0, but were unable to make it to the state playoffs because of a point system that the Missouri State High School Association had going at the time.
Yeah, 1979, and you talk about the sad times a coach has. Going into a locker room when the team was undefeated and telling the kids the season's over. And after finishing 10-0, we actually had kids crying in the locker room, which should never happen. But unfortunately, those were the rules of Missouri. Now, I always said that the motto of Missouri, the show me state, shouldn't be that. It should be, we'll show you state, you know. It's kind of backwards, you know. We want everybody and we're watching everybody, and then we take the good ideas and then instead of making our own decisions.
Now, Coach, I talked to some of my former coaches who you coached against, Coach Hotfelder, Coach Pacella, Coach Ryan, and they all said the same thing about you. They said, you know, Coach Gorzynski was a player's coach. His kids loved him. They worked hard for him. He was an innovative offensive mind. Coach Hotfelder told me to remind you, he said he could hear you from across the field, and your statement was, "Don't kick the ball to Van Zandt."
Yeah.
Tony Van Zandt,
Yeah.
2018 Hall of Fame induction for the St. Louis Sports Hall of Fame.
Unfortunately, we did kick the ball to Van Zandt, and he ran it all the way back for a touchdown. So that's the way high school football goes.
Well, Coach, you amassed a 230-win, 57-loss, one-tie record, sent countless numbers of kids to college, changing their lives. I just want to welcome you to the St. Louis Sports Hall of Fame, and thank you for all that you've done in our community.
Now, I'm accepting this award not for myself, and everybody knows it takes more than just one guy to, you know, coach a team. There's assistant coaches, there's guys that take the film, there's guys that have to report back to the newspaper. So I'm accepting this award for the program at Hazelwood East High School, and thank you.
Congratulations.
As part of our recognition of Coach Gorzynski's career, our